stories. He is quite a guy. Sit around the campfire and hear him tell his tale. Some may be able to relate to him quite well. We're all just people looking for a place to go. Well, Sty has made one, and it is quite a show. Come meet Sty. He's quite the guy. If you're feeling lonely, come and make a friend. If you need a story, on Sty you can depend. His voice is soothing like a lullaby. Sometimes he brings a tear to my eye. Sit around the campfire and hear him tell his tale. Some may be able to relate to him quite well. We're all just people looking for a place to go. Well, Sty has made one, and it is quite a show. Come meet Sty. He's quite the guy.
Well, hi, folks. Hey, welcome around the campfire. Yeah, it's great. I'm glad to see y'all here. Glad to see y'all. Hey, let's shout out the folks who've been out in the chat so far. Kathy Gahan jumped in right away, said she'll be right back, and she is. She's back. Then Gemma showed up. There's Gemma. Hey, good to see you, girl. There's Justin Anderson. Awesome. Yeah, who else we got in here? There's Ben. Ben Kroll's in the house. Great to see you, Ben. Yeah, good bunch of folks jumping in, chatting right away. Yeah, it's another Thursday night. Yeah. Hey, love you too there, Gemma. Yeah, it's been quite the eventful week, and nothing like a nice relaxing night around the campfire. Kind of catch your breath. Yeah. Yep, my oldest boy running water. He won't be joining us tonight. I don't have him down in the basement. I told him, I said, I won't even send you an invite because he's off the clock. He's home. He's on break. Yeah. Poor guy only gets to get home about once every 3 months. And when he does get home, he's only home for a week. He heads back out on the road next Wednesday. And so only got him for a week around the place. We spent most of the afternoon, him and I, just hanging out together. And he's given me some Minecraft lessons. A few tricks on Minecraft I wasn't quite certain about. And he's my tutor, he helps me out. Yeah. So that's what we've been doing this afternoon. Yeah. Ben says, you haven't been camping on any tombstones lately, have you? He's thinking of the last Sty story. No. I do my best to avoid camping in the campgrounds where everybody's camping 6 feet under. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, there's Freeman James. Great to see you, brother. You'll have to excuse me tonight. My allergies have been acting up. I took a couple of Benadryl, but that was only about a half hour ago, so they haven't had a chance to even kick in yet. And I think that what kicks my allergies in is there's still remnants of my youngest boy's cats in the house. Oh, yeah. I'm very allergic to cats. It's not that I don't like cats. We always had cats for years and years. And when I became diabetic, oddly enough, one of my diabetic meds triggered an allergy to cats. It was weird. Well, I've been on that med for just a hair over 20 years. So for the last 20 years, I get around cats. Oh, yeah. And it's the cat hair and dander, the dandruff. And my boy lived in the house here for quite a long time with 2 cats. And, I vacuumed the heck out of the rugs and dusted the best I could. But, it's forced air heat. So it's going to take a while for the cat remnants to disappear. I can get beyond it. Hopefully everybody out there is doing well. I hope you're all doing good. Here's a good chance. Share it out. Get your friends. Come hang out with us all. Nothing. I got nobody in the basement. Hey, somebody want to come up and chat? Let me know. We'll figure out a way to get you up here. And it's a Thursday. It's still during the week. There's a lot of working folks out there. And they jump in and they can only hang out for a little while. And the Developmental Disabilities Month. Yep. Let's see here. Jump over to Facebook a moment here. Boom. There we go. That's what I was trying to do. There we go. Thursday at the local saloon. Yeah. Oh, I can remember. Boy, I'd have to be quite the young man again to do Thursdays at the local saloon. I can remember how it didn't matter Monday through Sunday, local saloon. Didn't matter. Still got up, went to work. Then it got to, local saloon Fridays and Saturdays. Then it got to local saloon on a rare occasion, Hey, there's Tim. Good to see you, Kirk Whipper, Voyager Center. There, we got somebody to hang out with us up here on the panel. There she is. Hi, Gemma.
Hi, Sty. How are you?
I'm pretty good today. Pretty good. Yep.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. Hey, chat.
Yep.
People.
People. There's me, Divil. I almost
share
missed
this out,
it.
please, people. Hit like, share it out to people. Share it on your community tabs, email, whatever social media you've got. Please do Sty a favor.
Wherever your friends are, yell out at them. Tell them, hey, I'm hanging out over here. You guys got to come over here and talk to me. Yeah.
Hey, me, Dibble and Kirk.
Tim there at Kirk Whipper Voyager Center, he's got to be cabin fever's got to be eating him up. He's a paddler. He likes a canoe. They're into canoeing up there, and he's out of Canada, and boy, this time of year is tough because those guys,
Yeah.
they want to be out on the water so bad, and all they see is ice.
I don't know how you guys do it with the bad weather and stuff you guys get. Yeah, you guys have it bad. Hey, Matt. Yeah, we moaned about a windstorm. Yeah.
Yeah, that wind that you guys got, that was terrible. That's nuts.
We had 3 windstorms back to back within 3 days of each other. It's just
it's
that
like
was
it
scary.
didn't want to stop. It was crazy.
That was crazy.
I saw a couple little news clips where they were filming on the ocean side there during that windstorm, and oh my gosh, you didn't want to get anywhere near that coast. Oh my gosh, it'll wash you away.
Yeah, my region, the UK, was battered. It was because I live right near the coast. We had winds at one point in my hometown. We had winds of 85 miles an hour. It was pretty bad.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, we're supposed to get freezing rain this weekend. We got a ton of snow out there yet, and now it's
We're quite
supposed to
lucky.
get.
We don't get snow much here. We're quite lucky.
Yeah. I don't mind the snow as long as it doesn't snow all the time.
Yeah.
If we get the occasional snowstorm, yeah, I'm willing to deal with it. But boy, it's when it's all the time snowing.
Yeah, it must get rather depressing.
This last snowstorm, 30 inches, that's a lot of snow in one snowfall.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm thinking Saturday I'm going to be doing a pre-recorded. I've never done one of those, but a pre-recorded live stream. I'll be over in the chatting with everybody.
Okay.
But it's pre-recorded. All it is me for 2 hours snow blowing out here for that one storm.
Yeah.
And I figured, we'll just sit there and chat over in the chat, everybody, and people
I think
can
that'd
watch.
be interesting to watch.
People can watch what I got to do when it snows in Wisconsin.
Heck yeah, I want to watch that. That would be cool because we don't get much snow here. So seeing it from your guys, it's like, wow, you guys get tons.
Yeah, Tim says they got 4.5 feet up there in Timmins, Ontario.
Oh, ouch! That sucks.
We had snow when we lived out in northwestern Montana. We had snow so deep that it was higher than the doorway into the house. And you had to dig a tunnel to the house. Our house window, I had to shovel down to the window and then around the window just to get daylight into the cabin.
Yeah.
You'd have anywhere from 7 to 9 feet of standing deep snow. Hey, Bacon Stuff, it's good to see you.
Yeah, hi Bacon, howdy. Yeah, Medieval is quite flat in my part of the UK. I live right. The local seaside is about half hour, 45 minutes drive from me. So it's pretty much, there's nothing to stop any wind or anything. So it gets quite blustery sometimes.
Yeah, nothing to slow it down. And it comes across the ocean there.
Yeah, it gets very, very windy very quickly sometimes.
Yeah.
It's good to be able to chat about things and be able to be up here. And as soon as I saw you go live, I was like, "Oh, Sty's on." And I'm like sitting here and seeing
something to do.
I'm like, I'm awake. I'm up.
Yeah, that is one thing, Medieval, that snow, if you get enough of it up around your house, it makes a good insulator. It does. The And you really know how insulated your house is if the snow stays up against the house and doesn't melt away from it. I've seen a lot of houses where the snow melts away from the house and they've got like a foot or two between the house and the snow. All that
Yeah.
heat's getting lost out of the house. And but then you see those houses that have good insulation and the snow is right up against the house way into spring. 429 where you're at for gas. Yeah, we were at 380 yesterday. And it went from 346 up to 380 in one day. It's jumping.
I know that our gas has gone up. Well, our gas,
Yeah.
petrol, diesel, whatever you want to call it, has
Right.
gone up massively.
Hey, Mystic Bunny.
Hi, Mr. Bunny.
They
Cool.
they opened Mystic Bunny and John got a new Coleman camp stove and they did an unboxing tonight. And that camp stove they got is beautiful. I'd want that in my house. I cook on it right in my house. And
Yeah.
right away they're talking about how they need to go boondocking, camping this weekend just so they can use their new stove. They'll camp right in their car, right in their vehicle, in their
Oh,
Subaru.
I miss going camping. I can't wait till I can go in the summer again.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to summer. I got so many projects here to do.
Because if people
Well,
don't know, because of Sty, this man over there that way, I'm bringing back the camping vlog diaries that I did last year when I went on holiday, and I'm gonna do some outside vlogging and showing the campgrounds and things like that.
Yeah.
Sty encouraged me to go out of my comfort zone. At first, I wasn't really sure about it.
Yeah.
I was
And
like,
she did, boy. She's just like a champ, boy. She went out there. She took nice long walks, and yeah, I was so happy for her that she.
I can't wait to go back outside to
Yeah.
camping grounds. And this one that we're going to this year, it's got a animal park nearby, so I'm hoping I can get to the animal park and film the
Yeah,
animals.
that's
So
the thing too. Is a lot of animals are real relaxing to be around. The animals are relaxing to be around.
oh
The
yes.
people aren't, but the animals are. Yeah,
Yes,
face off the people and just leave the animals. Yeah,
Yeah, animals is a form of therapy for a lot of people.
yeah,
So I know for me, I love animals, especially small little things like bunnies and furry things.
yeah.
Yeah, Matt, I love camping, Matt. Like this year, I'm gonna get more involved because like last year I did a bit of cooking, but this year I'm gonna actually go all out. And I'm gonna help my dad with the griddle and help him do our breakfast and stuff like that. I'm gonna show you how I cook my breakfast and
Yeah.
how I do the tidying up and stuff like that. So it's all gonna be filmed on my camera. So
Yep. That's Travis from Tales of a Campground Host and I we're trying to come up with a collaboration where we're going to do like a virtual camping trip.
yeah,
Where we're going to have several campers out, even if they're only camping in their backyard, but we're going to have like it'll be done in segments, and we'll do breakfast in camp where we have like 4 or 5 different campers showing what they're fixing for breakfast in their campsites, and they'll be from all over the place, and
oh sweet.
and I think that's going to be fun. I think that we'll have fun doing that. You know, bringing people up on panel, and then we'll make them full screen, and they'll show us what they're fixing in their campsite for breakfast. And I think we'll have fun doing that. Hey,
Yeah.
David Jones.
Hey, David Jones. I think camping's a lot more fun than what people think it is. Like, when I first did the camping diaries last year that you said to me to do, and that you encouraged me to do, and I was like, okay, I don't know how I was going to plan to do it. And all I did was take my camera, my tripod, and then I just walked around with it and shoot the lake. And hopefully, I want to do a bit of fishing this year with my dad as well, so I
Sure.
can show you catching me doing
Yeah.
some fishing. And then
Yeah.
just had it, but
That'd be so fun to watch. Yeah.
yeah, I'm going to do some more outside footage, and hopefully I'm going to go to London the next couple of weeks and film outside the Parliament building and show some of the main sites as well.
Yeah.
So that's going to be another vlog that I'll be doing on the train, because I love going on the train. I'm train obsessed.
Yeah. Yeah, Matt. I personally, as far as I'm concerned, yeah, I don't care if you're using a gas grill, as long as you're out in the yard, you're outdoors, and you're fixing something on the grill. Oh yeah, what the heck?
Yeah.
And I told so many people, I don't care if they're camping in their backyard.
Hey, Adventures in the Heartland.
Yeah, there's Johnny's he's so ready for a camping trip. Yeah.
So, like I said, Sty's one who actually got me excited about going camping again. And I remember Sty saying to me, he's like, "Oh, Gemma, maybe you should try and like vlog your experiences of camping." And if it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't have done the camping vlogs that I'd done. But I had so much fun by the end of it. I was like, "Oh,
it was worth taking the risk."
yeah." So I was
Yeah.
like, now I'm like, "Oh, I've got an extra few days camping this time, so I can do some longer ones and go for a
Sure.
longer walk." And so I'm quite
Yeah.
excited about doing that again. So it's gonna be fun.
You bet. Yeah, Justin, that Blackstone, 22-inch Blackstone, those are sweet, boy. And that's what Mojo uses over on Grilling and Chilling. He loves his Blackstones. He's got the one out on
Oh
his
yeah,
deck, and then
Mojo's awesome.
he's got the one in the house now.
Yeah, he cooked his breakfast on that the other day when I was on his panel for a little while, and he was cooking
Yeah.
a sausage, egg, and something or other
Yeah,
on the grill.
yeah, yeah. He does those Saturday morning, and usually I've only missed one since I found his channel, and I watch him, and I'm miserable all day, hungry all day.
Yeah, it happens to be my tea time when he's cooking. I'm just like, I'm sitting going, oh no, now I have to go and cook something because I'm hungry.
Yeah. Oh, Adventures in the Heartland's waiting at Applebee's for a steak and shrimp. Are you having one of those? What was it called? A blue leprechaun or something? It's some wild drink they have there.
Adventures in the Heartland, you're making me feel hungry. It's like 1:25 a.m. for me, so it's like the thought of having steak right now. No, but it's appetizing.
Right. With my eating problems, I got deep fried cheese curds today. My kid had running water pick me up an order, and I only got 5. I was only able to eat 5 of them, and Tipsy Leprechaun, that's what it's called, Tipsy Leprechaun, that drink. John will be
I'll have to have a look into that Dibble for sure. I'll have to have a look. I know a lot of London off by heart because I've been there a few times.
That's one thing, all my friends that I have online from the British Isles, and they talk about there's some public places, that are parks that are very, very comfortable and casual, and You can walk through. There's quite a few people, but not crowded,
Yeah.
And then other ones are just so stinking crowded. It's not even worth going. It's just so many people.
Yeah, so when I go and visit my uncle in London, they call them they call them commons. It's basically a park technically, but they call it an open common. And the amount of people who are on this, and every time I've gone to visit him, I'm just like, where's all this space gone? Like, why is everyone crowded all in one part? It's kind of, I'm like,
Yeah.
no, I don't want to.
Yeah. I mean, even without sensory issues, I don't want to go in. I don't like those big crowds of people.
Especially when you got owners and they've got their pets with them, and you've got cyclists banging into you. I'm like, no, I don't want people
Yeah.
touching me. No.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just too close. Just too close to people.
Yeah, it's in the personal boundary, and you've got like cyclists who come next to you and they're ringing their little bells and their bikes, and you can hear them when they're squeaking their brakes. It's like, go away.
Yeah. Oh, wow. It's a big park, 22 miles long.
Yeah, me did. Well, 22 miles is like, that's kind of the rough distance of the sort of the Buckingham Palace area, where you can walk down what they call the long walk, and you can walk around the outside of Stay, and I think it's around 22, 23 miles from the bottom to the top of it. So,
Wow.
on average.
Yeah, I've always, it's in my bucket list, but it ain't gonna happen. But I've always wanted to go to the British Isles and tour
Hey, Chuck.
all the castles that, the good historic castles, and several of them. That's the problem. There is several of them are packed with people constantly. They're huge tourist attractions. And,
Well, in a couple of 3 weeks, I'll be going to near Buckingham Palace and the castle. So I'll do a video for you, and I'll send it to you.
there you go.
You
There
can see it all.
And Matt, that's cool. Yeah, Jim is the princess of UK.
I wish.
You enjoy your dinner, John.
I just like vlogging parts of the UK that you guys don't get to see. So it's like the landmarks for me that I'm used to seeing, whereas you guys over there, it's kind of like, you're like, wow. Whereas over here, it's kind of, oh, well, I've been there numerous times. Oh, I'll go back there, and then I see something new. I'm like, oh, I didn't see that last time. So
That's like
myself.
That's like Loopy Lisa. We were all talking one night about Stonehenge, and she goes, "Oh, I drive by it almost every day. I can just see it when I drive it by." Yeah, yeah. We're all like, we want to see it in person, and she sees it every damn day, Yeah, she goes, it's just a stack of rocks to us, because it's been there forever, and yeah.
Like, Jay, that's a really sweet compliment. You call me the princess of the UK. Like, I went to Windsor Castle not that long ago. My dad took me for a late Christmas present, and we went back in January, middle of January, just before the restrictions started loosening, and it was beautiful. It was basically, you could either have a tour guide or do it yourself. So me and my dad decided, because of my sensory issues, being in a big group was a no-no. So we went around it ourselves, and it was absolutely stunning. I'd definitely go back there. I've actually still got the pictures I need to put up on YouTube, but absolute brilliant castle. Very, very nice. It's much bigger in person than it is on the TV. Very much bigger.
That's one thing. I have been binge watched every documentary I could ever find on British castles. Well, all of the British Isles, including Ireland, Scotland, and the castles of Wales, and because it just intrigues me how they managed to even build those, let alone how grand they are,
Yeah, they are amazing.
Yeah, just to think the amount of work those people put into building up all those. Oh my gosh. And then how many of them with all the battles and wars they had to deal with. And they would rebuild. They get a whole wall knocked down, and they'd rebuild the damn wall. And they just never give up. Let's keep put the castle
Yeah.
back up, and
There's
to
been a
see.
lot of the UK buildings, especially like the olden buildings, like the original House of Commons, which is the what we call our UK Parliament building, that got rebuilt because it had 2 fires in it. And then part of Windsor Castle, when I went to Windsor, and they were telling us the information that part of Windsor got burnt down many decades ago, and they had to rebuild that from scratch. So a lot of them have been knocked down and rebuilt again. So
yeah, and this one I was watching, they're talking about how some of them they can't rebuild them because they can't. There's no way in this day and age that they can do that type of construction, and there's all kinds of reasons why they can't, and one of them is they can't afford to.
No, that's
because they can't. Because to get someone qualified to be able to do the stonemasonry work, and that is so expensive that they said, it was different back in those days. That it's totally different, and
that's actually on my list as one of the next castles that I want to do. There's I've got a couple other castles locally to me that I need to go and do, which I'm going to vlog one in the next couple of weeks. One of my friends were going to do a walk and dinner at the castle, so that'll be one of my next videos.
Sounds like fun.
There's a castle just outside of Woodbridge, which is local to me, and the castle's literally there's not really much of it left. So me and my friend are going to go and vlog it before we don't get a chance to go. So
yeah,
that's going to be good.
That's one thing over here in the U.S. There's private individuals built some pretty amazing small castle type structures over the last 250 years. But anything here that was large and had a big purpose like a castle would, were all built out of wood, so they didn't last. They're all wood. Where these beautiful big stone castles just stand and stand and stand. Yeah. Matt, speaking of Mojo, New York beef loin and cheese sandwich.
Yeah, Matt J, I may, if I can get good cell phone signal, because outside obviously there's not much phone signal, especially to the castles. But if my phone will hold up, I may live stream the walk so you guys can see me live doing it, because there is a lot of ground to cover. So I may try and, depending on if my cell phone signal holds up, I may try and do it live on my phone.
We here at Running Water, he just keeps surprising me every time he turns around. Well, he got some new equipment so that we boosted our Wi-Fi signal. Well, we've got the fastest internet we can get now.
Yeah.
And he boosted the signal for the Wi-Fi now that it covers the whole property. So this summer, I'll be able to do live streams right out at the campfire or out in the shop when we're building and working on things. And
yay!
The whole property, I'll be able to do live streams right off the front porch of the house and have them be high, better quality, good quality.
Yeah.
But every time I turn around, he gets another package in the mail, and it's something that will help the channel. It just makes live streaming so much better. Yeah, so much. Yeah, Matt, that's one thing I have to say about last summer, that I had so many folks from YouTube actually come to my campground and visit, and I got to go on hikes with some of those folks, Nicholas Green and John and Jan from Adventures in the Heartland, and so many others. I mean, there was, I think I had a total of 7 YouTubers come and visit me at camp, and I
Yeah,
loved it. I
actually,
loved it. Yeah, Kathy, it would be fun to watch, wouldn't it?
yeah, I've got a lot of upcoming videos that I'm going to be doing outside, and like I said, because of Sty encouraging me, it's kind of, I've decided to be a bit more confident and go outside and do more active outside things.
And that's what I try to encourage her to go outside and look for those places without a lot of people, where it could just be her in the outdoors, her in the outside, and then and then let Mother Nature kind of calm her and relax her, instead of having people always poking at her, and
No.
I don't think people realize that that's the way it's got to feel for you, that they're poking at you. Just
Oh,
can't,
yeah.
can't you just be there without being annoying? Yeah,
it's like me and my sister went to the store yesterday, and everyone knows that I don't cope well with going to the store. So my sister's like, Gemma, we'll make this video. So I'm like, okay. So my sister had the tripod and my cell phone. We're filming my cell phone, and all of a sudden, within probably about 5 minutes of us filming, we're walking around down the aisle, and all of a sudden the tannoy was going off with the till noises and the announcements coming through, and my sister's like, I'm like standing there going, I'm starting to get annoyed. My sister's like, and I was like, just carry on filming, just ignore me, just film it. And we're walking around the store, and I'm like, after about half an hour, I'm like, this is not fun. This is really not fun. Like, I want to get out, and I'm trying to calm, and people are like, that can't be that bad for you, Gemma. The store can't be that bad. And I'm like, do you realize how much noise one store has when you've got the tannoy, you've got the tills, you've got people pushing and shoving you, you've got the trolley, you've got people banging their baskets into each other, and you've got people pulling the bags open to try and get their food. I'm just like, oh God.
Yeah.
It's horrendous. It's why I don't try and go to the store unless I really need to, because it's just, I know I'm not going to end up having a good result out of it.
There you go, Matt. Throw some tents up there. I like that. Me Devil. That he says that's why I like cycling. I was on my own on the open road. Here in Wisconsin, cycling is a big, big thing. And you see people that they're doing it solo all by themselves, and they'll have a 60-mile bike tour they're taking that takes them all on these backcountry roads. They get to see wildlife, and it's beautiful, and it takes them past lakes and stuff. Or you see them in a pack, a group of bicyclists going, the biggest group I saw last year, there was 40 bicyclists all on the same route going together. Yeah. And then they'd stay at different campgrounds, and every one of them that I had in my campground, and I had a lot of bicyclists stayed at my campground, and I talked with all of them. That the one thing in common all of them said is they liked it because it got them away from everybody else. They were out there doing something just by themselves. They didn't have a lot of other people, and they didn't mind the other people when they were at camp, but throughout the day they wanted to be out there bicycling alone, by themselves. Yeah. That's me. I've been looking, and that's in my bucket as a bucket list item, but I'll never be able to afford it, swing it. But I've been looking at e-bikes.
Okay.
And I'd really like to get an e-bike. We've got a trail here that goes right past our house. I mean, literally, it's about 70 feet away from my front door, that trail. And that trail, technically, if I recall, that trail is 60 miles long. and
Nice.
it's beautiful. It comes right through town. This is a town of 10,000 people, but the route that trail takes, you don't see a lot of people. I've walked that trail 4 miles one direction and back, and I don't think I passed more than maybe 10 or 15 people in 8 miles, right in the middle of town. And you get outside of town, you might see one person every half hour to an hour,
Yeah.
and and they allow e-bikes on it, no other motorized kind of vehicles, and it's all through town. Well, a huge amount of it, even out of town, is blacktop, tar surface. So it's for walking, hiking, jogging, bicycling. It's beautiful trail, and the I see these people coming and going on it past the house here, and I wish the heck I had an e-bike this summer to ride the trail, just to ride the trail around. We'll
Nice.
see. We'll see. Um, what a lovely little town. Only 10,000 people. For our neck of the woods, that's huge. That's huge town. I think the next closest town has about, maybe 1,500 people in it. And then the next closest one from there um, has about 1,000 people. And then the very next one, that's the town of Bayfield, and that's a tourist town. In the summer, it has about 4 to 5,000 people throughout the summer in that whole township area.
Yeah, I
But
think
in
my
the
town
winter,
is about 200,000 that lives in my hometown.
yeah, see, that would be like Duluth Superior. That's our big town. That's 60 miles away.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to go 60 miles to get 100,000 people in the town. Um, but for our town, 10,000 people, we're the biggest town
Oh, wow.
other other than Superior, which is way over by Minnesota. We're the biggest town in northern Wisconsin. Um,
Nice.
and yet it's small, at 10,000. 330,000 there, me dibble. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you're more near the capital, so you're going to have more, yeah.
Uh,
Medieval says he has a wedding to go to in a month. It's making
oh
me
boy.
feel panicked. Medieval, reach out to me in my email. It's on my about section, and I'll give you some tips to deal with anxiety and to help you with the wedding preparations, because I know what it's like to go to a wedding. I've been to several, and I think I can give you some tips that might help you feel a bit more calmer and
How to
there's
get through.
to try and get through it a little bit better. There's things like visual preparations I can give you and tips and tricks that I've learned to use in different situations. So if you reach
Yeah.
out to me in my email, I can try and help you.
Yeah, fortunately, Ben, I'm about 4.5 hours from Minneapolis, St. Paul, well over 1 million people. But they're 4.5 hours away. That's the biggest city we have close to us at all. Um, and then there's not another big city like that. We have to go down to, I don't even know if Madison, Wisconsin has 1 million people in it. I don't think so. I think you
Yeah.
have to get down by Chicago um, to start getting that many people. But that's why I like where I'm at, where 10,000 people's a big town. I like that. I like that.
Yeah, it's still pretty big.
Yeah, we got everything here. We got Walmart, we got Burger King, McDonald's, Arby's, Subway, and all and our town has, oh, I don't know, 6 or 8 gas stations, and it's got everything. It's got
Yeah,
shop,
I have a gas
shopping
station
halls.
about 10 minutes from my apartment. It's literally about 10-minute walk down the road.
Uh-huh. That was the thing when I lived in my apartment. From my apartment, was everything you could ever need was within reasonable walking distance of the apartment.
Yeah.
And they got a city trolley that runs, and you can jump on that trolley and it'll take you out to Walmart, which was about 3 miles heading out of town. And you ride that trolley out there and back for 60 cents,
Oh
and
wow.
so living in that apartment was kind of convenient. The post office is only a block away from my apartment. I could head out the back door of the apartment building, and it's only a 1 block walk down to the post office and back.
Yeah,
And we
my
got
post
little,
office is about 45 minutes away.
oh, ouch, yeah.
So it's not too bad. I can walk it, or if I need to, I can get a public bus, but I tend to walk it if I can help it.
Yeah, yeah. And it's good for a person.
Yes. Plus, I like walking. I'd rather not get the bus because it's just crowded and too near people. And no, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, Ben Kroll. It's about 2 hours from Kansas City. Kansas City, Kansas, Kansas City, Missouri. Which side of the river are you on?
Yeah, so the only Kansas that I'm aware of is the Kansas, the actual place. From what I've watched movies.
Uh-huh. Yeah, Kansas City split in half. It's got river runs right through the center of it, and you got half of Kansas City in Missouri, half Kansas City in Kansas. So it's kind of like Minneapolis, St. Paul, or they're Minneapolis and St. Paul, Minnesota. If you don't have signs, you wouldn't know which city you're in. I mean, because
Oh, okay.
it's two. That's why they call it the twin cities. And what divides those two cities apart is the Mississippi River runs right through the center, and one side of the river is St. Paul, the other side's Minneapolis. Yeah, I
Nice.
was I was raised just outside of Minneapolis, and we ran all around that city. Yeah,
Sounds
$4 for
amazing.
the city bus there. Kathy says, "Yeah, we have a BART system here called the Bay Area Rural Transit Bus, and that costs you like $1.50, $2 to ride it from one point to another. So it like to go to Walmart back costs you $3. But that trolley is cheaper, and that trolley is set up more for the tourists, but all the locals use it.
Kathy. Yeah, I'm lucky, Kathy, with regards to public buses. If I do use it, which is very, very minimal, like you'll probably see me on a bus about, especially right now, especially since all the stuff's happened with the world. I've probably been on a bus about once every couple of months just to go and visit some of my family, but if I can help it, I do not travel unless I really need to because of how bad my anxiety gets and the fact that the last 3 times I've been out, I've had a panic attack. So, yeah, I try
Yeah,
and keep my travel very, very minimal unless I really need to go out
right.
because otherwise I get all shaky and I start feeling all tensed up. And, yeah, it's not a good idea.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And if you know that's the way it's going to be, you don't want to do that to yourself.
No, and especially not
Yeah,
scaring people either. It's not nice for other people to witness it. Me
yeah,
Dibble says he uses orange scent to calm him down. So yeah, if you have to hide me, Dibble, that's really sad to hear that because I kind of get it because I hide. Well, I used to hide, not as much now, but I hide from people because
yeah,
it's more of a fear and kind of stereotype of going, oh, if I act out or if I have a meltdown or if I start feeling unwell in public, oh, people are going to be like, oh, she's misbehaving. No, actually, it's
Yeah.
because I've had enough sensory input and I can't deal anymore. My body just goes, nope, you're
Yeah.
done.
And there's so many emotions that go with that because you feel you're upset for yourself
Yeah.
and you're upset that you upset somebody else. And people don't realize there's a lot of emotions that go with it too, that
Oh, God, yeah.
where it's not just the anxiety, it's not just that feeling of losing some control. It's yeah, and it's not properly placed, but you feel guilt, and you feel guilty yourself, you feel guilt for the others. You see they're reacting in ways they shouldn't react, but you understand why they're reacting the way
Yeah.
they are because they don't know any better. They're dumb.
It's like when I like now chat. I apologize if you do see me moving about a little bit. If I fidget, it's because I'm trying to keep eye contact with the screen, and two, I'm trying to look at the chat and process what's being said. So if you see me fidget, it's not like I'm trying to be disrespectful, but I'm
Right.
actually trying to mentally think about the conversation, and I'm trying to make sure that I read the chat as well. So I'm trying to keep my eye on both the chat and my screen with my camera. So I'm trying to make sure that I keep my
Right.
focus
That's
on
it.
it. So I'm not trying to be awkward. Just put it out there because I know people tend to have a dig at me. They go, "Oh, why do you fidget?" I'm like, I really try not to. Like, I really try not to do it. But
That's see, my oldest grandson it has Tourette's, and if you live with somebody and they're in your life every day, you get so used to them and their habits and things that their mannerisms and things. And people have actually pulled me off the side and said, how can you act so normal when your grandson's sitting there and he's constantly biting things or he's fidgeting with something constantly? I said, when he starts fidgeting, I'll give him things to fidget with, to play with.
yeah,
And they go, but isn't that so distracting? I said, no, I'm so used to it that I know that if he didn't fidget, he's gonna explode. He's gonna blow out. He can't keep all that in. He has to get it out. And that
yeah,
fidgeting helps him. It's a release. It helps him
yeah.
release
It's
some of that
self-soothing.
hemped up anxiety and tension. And so I'll help him. I'll and, and there's times I'll sit there, I'll start fidgeting because I'm, you kind of
Yeah,
pick, you pick up what somebody's doing and you start copying it. And I'll do that. I'll start playing with like a the ties
yeah.
on a
Like it's a
hoodie or
form of
something. I'll sit there,
release. It's
you know.
it's too much sensory input when you're like sitting here and you're having to think about conversation and you're having to process how to reply and the tone of voice
Yeah,
and how
yeah,
I present myself, and I have so many different things in my brain. I'm like,
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I got to get rid of some of this somehow. So maybe
yeah. So
I'll
it's
by
kind of if I
fidgeting
look
out.
away or if I'm trying to focus myself like on a
Yeah.
chat or on a stream, because some people go, "Oh, Gemma fidgets a lot." Yes, I don't intentionally mean to do it. It's just the fact that my
Well,
body doesn't process it too well, so I have to kind of go with
well,
it.
and again, I'm the kind of person where what does that matter? I mean, what? So what? The person's fidgety. That doesn't. Obviously, they're having a conversation with me, and so what that they're fidgeting? I mean, ticks and twitches and things like that. I've never had an issue with those things. I I just
No,
don't
but
get
it's
it.
just I like to clarify things with people because it has been an issue in the past with people going, "Why does Gemma fidget all the time?" And it's like I'm not trying to be awkward or be disruptive. It's just how my body acts. I just have to deal with the best way I know how to. So It's
Yeah.
just to make sure people are aware that it's not something I'm doing deliberately or making it awkward. It's just my body doesn't cope well, so just it is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, Ben. I I'll tell you what, folks with Down syndrome are some of the most loving, caring, nicest folks in the
Oh
world.
yes.
And they some of their mannerisms to some people might seem odd, but if you understand them, it's just who they are, and they're such good people. I I haven't met a Down syndrome person yet that I'd say had bad behavior. They might have behavior that's not common, but none of it's ever bad. And
No. I've
the
got I've got a couple of best friends with Down syndrome, and they're the most highly clever, intelligent, functioning
and
people.
oh, they will surprise you, boy. They will
Oh
surprise.
yes.
They'll come off with they'll say something and you'll go, "Oh my God, if I don't think I would have even thought of that." And it's just like, where did they come up with that?
Their
And then,
comedy is hilarious. Their form of humor is absolutely top
yeah,
notch.
yeah,
So one of my friends the other day, we were out in a restaurant and we were talking about the food, and all of a sudden he came up with this one line that I can never forget, and he was like, "Well," he goes, how come your food's nice and crispy and all looks good?" He goes, "And look how horrible, look how weird mine looks." And we looked at each other's plates. He goes, "That's good food." And I think I'm not going to repeat the way he actually said, but he basically said, "This is food."
uh,
And the way he said it, I just burst out laughing. I was just
yeah,
like, "Huh? I would have
uh,
never thought of it like that." But
yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah.
So it was just
I
so funny and so quick.
I met this fellow with Downs at a clinic that I had gone to, and he came over and sat by me, and we're chatting, and here comes this gal out from the office, and she sees him, and she goes, "Aren't you supposed to be doing something?" Because he worked for him, and he goes, "Well, if I had something I had to do," he said, "I wouldn't sit here and talk." And I thought,
Oh yes.
oh, see, they're so honest. They just say it the way it is. And she goes, "Well, can't you find something to do?" And he goes,
That sounds like
"Well,
me.
he's he's thinking about it." And he goes, "Well, I could, but it would be something that's not my job." And she goes, "Why would it not be your job?" And he goes, "Well, I know what my job is, and I've done everything for my job. I'm done doing my job." He said, and then he looked up at this big clock on the wall. He goes, "In 20 minutes," he said. 20 minutes, he said. "Then I've got something I have to do." And she told him, she said, "You're supposed to keep busy while you're here." And he says, "I'm very busy talking with this fellow." I adored him. I adored him. And then after she walked away, he leans over, he whispers to me, he says, "I hate to tell you this, but I hope you don't mind, but I'm a criminal," he said. I said, it shocked me. I go, "You're a criminal?" He goes, "Yeah, I got fired from this job once." And I said, "Well, it couldn't have been too bad. They hired you back, right?" He says, "I'm really happy they hired me back." I said, "Well, what did you do that was against the law?" He says, "I took toilet paper home."
Aw.
He took a roll of toilet paper out of that's his job, is to stock the toilet paper, clean the bathrooms and things like that.
Yeah.
And he took a roll home because him and his wife, he's married, him and his wife, he said, "We're down to just a little bit left." And
Hey, Deidre.
he said, "I can't go shopping," he said, "for 2 days. So I took a roll home because I didn't want to run out of toilet paper." Well, they found out that I took it. So they took my job away. They fired me. And he said, but when I told him that he said, I wouldn't have smelled so good if I wouldn't have taken that toilet paper coming to work the next day. I
Oh dear.
laughed. I laughed.
I can
And,
imagine.
and he was so honest, just so honest about it. And I told him, I said, you really don't have to tell people about that. And he goes, well, I think people should know that I am a criminal, but I don't do that stuff anymore. He said, he said, my boss told me next time you run out of something at home, come and tell me and I'll get it for you.
Yeah.
Don't just take it. Just
Yeah.
come
They
and
just
tell
take
me.
it. Yeah.
And I thought, well, good for his boss, his boss.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It teaches them respect and manners, and it teaches them to be honest. They're gonna
Yeah.
do something. Like Ben says it about they're so honest it's through it. That's what I get told about myself. Like I'm very direct with people, and I
Yeah.
kind of relate to people down that way because it's kind of I'm always very brutal with the truth. I'm very honest, sometimes too honest without really thinking about it. And some people will come back at me and go, Gemma, maybe you shouldn't have been that directly honest with someone. I'm like, well, I say it how I see it, and it's tough. And people are like, no, Gemma, that's not the attitude. I'm like, but for me, I'm like,
That's
well, yeah.
I really do think that that's each their own. If they don't want to be talked to honestly, well, then don't carry conversation with a person that that's going to just be honest with you. And
Yeah.
me, I'd rather hear what a person feels, thinks, and what they have to say, because I'm a person that people can say hurtful things, but if they're not being nasty to me, it doesn't hurt me. I don't it if they're not intentionally trying to be nasty, I don't mind hearing the truth. It
No,
I've
exactly.
I've had people that and usually it's somebody with some form of syndrome, you know, which there are many, and but it's been somebody with a syndrome of some form just come right out and honestly say something to me about me, and I'll go, oh, oh, I haven't had anybody say that, but then again, I haven't talked to anybody that just says what they see,
It depends
lately.
in the context as well of how
Right,
it's said. That's the only other issue. It's the context, and
right,
as long as you're polite and you say it with well intentions and you're not doing it to be like you said disrespectful, rude, or bully someone. Like to me, I try and make sure that I'm being polite or considerate of the person's feelings. I'm not always completely brutal, but at the same point,
right,
I just like being honest. And if that means
right.
that I say something that may be a
And
bit uncomfortable, then I have to learn that. I just have to be careful
I
with
have
my tone and the way I say it.
I have seen you, and I'm glad that I don't see it in the way you used to do it. You would do videos apologizing to people that may have been upset or
Yeah,
misunderstood really what you were trying to say, and you did a whole video about how you felt bad that they felt bad about what you said,
yeah,
and and I've heard you many a time apologizing for just being honest with somebody, and I
yeah.
sit there and I feel for you because I always feel like she doesn't need to apologize. She was just being honest. And yeah, it hurts somebody's feelings, but they shouldn't be that sensitive. And
No,
it's probably because
exactly.
they don't want to hear the truth about certain things,
Yeah, which is why
and,
I
and
don't really do it that much now. If I say something on my stream or my video, I'm just like, well,
no, that's
this is
me.
my view. Like, if it
Yeah,
hurts you, then don't click on it. Or I give people the option not to watch me. I'm like, you may not agree with me, you may disagree with
right,
me. That's fine. I
right.
understand that. I try for the most part. Like Sty says, like, I'm not intentionally a horrible person. Like if I get passionate about something, that's when my not so side comes out. Like recently, I did a couple of videos where I called out people who were doing things that they shouldn't have been doing. Like there was a couple in the UK who recently got jailed for abusing their autistic son, and I called it out. I'm like, this is abuse, it's torture, it's wrong, and I ranted for like 9.5 minutes.
Yeah.
And people were like, whoa, you're judgmental. I'm like, no, it was facts. I read the case, I went through it, I gave my opinion, I left it at
And
that.
that's it. That's
Boom,
it.
boom, boom, boom.
See, and that, I think that's why you and I get along so well. Is I'm that way. I'm just naturally that way. And people that watch my shows have seen me where I'll take a position on something and I'll tell them flat out that position, I saw enough to come up with that decision. That's where I stand. And you can tell me all you want out in the chat. You can message me trying to change me, but you're wasting your time because that's where I am. I will not budge from certain things,
Nope.
and then people, well, I didn't come here to hear that. Well, then why did you come here? You know, if you've watched me long enough, you'll know that there are certain things where I draw the line. And
Mm-hmm.
and if you don't like that one thing about me, I had someone just a couple of weeks ago saying, well, they didn't like something I said. And they said, I've been watching your channel for 5 years. But what you said the other day, I cannot agree with that, this and that. And they said, that upsets me because I don't want to have to quit watching your channel. I said, well, I messaged them back and I said, well, I've got over 900 posts on my channel. Did you like any of them? They said, well, I liked them all except that one. I said, then don't ever watch that one again.
Yeah, exactly.
If you like the other 900, are you going to let that one ruin it for yourself? Because I don't force anybody to watch.
No, of course you don't.
No, I've got an
Everyone has their
open
own free
door.
will to watch it.
Exactly. That, if you don't like it, then please, for your own benefit, don't watch it if you don't like it. If it's a topic you don't like, that's fine with me. You don't need to watch it. But
Exactly. Everyone has free choice.
Yeah. And don't feel bad that you heard something from somebody you just don't agree with or you don't care for. But you care about a lot of other things they said, you think it's okay. So don't ruin things for yourself or anybody else on one thing. Yeah. It's called freedom of speech. That's the thing is, see, I got a different definition of freedom of speech than a lot of people. And you're free to say whatever the heck you want. The thing is people don't realize with that freedom comes some responsibility, and there's ramifications for saying things that maybe you shouldn't have, So I tell people, yeah, I believe people should be free to say whatever they want. As long as they're not using their ability to say something to trigger other people intentionally to go do something bad. If they're instructing or pushing people to do bad things, well, they're free to say that, but they're also free to get people pissed off and coming against them.
Yeah.
That if freedom of speech can get you in trouble.
Oh, yes.
And it's like you're saying, Gemma, there's many a times, even for me, where I stop and I go, should I said it that way? Should I even have said
I've
it?
had to cut the line several times with things I've said in my shoots, as you know. So I've said things I'm like, and a few hours out, I'm like, oh, maybe I should have kept my mouth shut. I probably should have said it.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, there's times, there's things, and I don't even recall them because I can be an awful forgiving person. I can forgive a person so fast. But there's been some of your streams I've sat and I'm watching and I'm going, oh, Gemma, good statement, bad timing.
Oh yes, oh yes, I know that
and,
too well. Yeah,
and, and I'll go, oh, girl, you shouldn't have said it. Now, this is not the right time with the mood of the chat and the person that I can see in the chat that's going to take that wrong. And
yeah,
but then I tell myself, oh well, it's too late. She said it. That person
yeah.
will
I
just
do go back through my
that
chats.
person
And I'm
will
just
have
like,
to live with it
oh,
because I don't want her to take it back. It's
no,
something I was thinking.
absolutely.
She just said what I was thinking, you know. So that's
Like you said,
yeah,
it's the time and place when to say it and how to say it to someone. I think as well the way that I say things, I've learned to think about things a lot more in my head rather than going, oh, this is what I want to say, and then it comes out. I'm like, no, Gemma, that's not really the time and place to shoot your mouth off. So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
I have to think about it.
Hey, Joel, the
Hello,
Most High,
Jerry
good to see you
AL.
back. It is so good to see you.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly, medieval. It's our freedom to disagree and agree. Exactly, this is the
that's
thing
right.
that
That's right. The and to me, that's what freedom's all about is our ability to be different.
yeah,
And and I don't know why people in this damn world don't like diversity in the sense of difference. I If we weren't different from each other, I would get so bored.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
absolutely.
it was like, why the heck do I want to talk to you? I want to hear how each person perceives things and how they react, and you know that's what makes life interesting.
Yeah,
In fact,
absolutely.
Running Water and I were watching a program about different things that cause illusion. It's like
Oh, okay.
we might see something, but what if do we know that what we're seeing is actually what it is, or is it a
Oh,
illusion? Things like
yeah,
that. And then they talked about people that are eyewitnesses to things, and then you give them a few days, and you ask them right away, what did you see? And you write it all out, and ask them a few days later, can you tell me that again? And the story has changed. It's because their perception of things has been influenced after the fact. People
yeah,
said, oh, well, no, I think she was wearing a white coat. I'm sure it was an off white, maybe a white. And then you start thinking, you go, oh, I guess I was wrong. Yeah, I thought it was a gray coat, but I think you're right. It was a white coat. So then they ask you the details again, and now it's a white coat. I'm sure she was wearing a white coat.
yeah,
No, your first answer was right. She was wearing a gray coat, but now you're convinced she's wearing a white coat because somebody else suggested that.
yeah. It
It's fun.
suggested it.
So,
Yeah,
so that's what makes life so interesting is the fact that through each other's perceptions, we almost have to put them all together to get close to what it really is. So,
absolutely.
so putting off somebody's perception, to me, no, you're cheating yourself. You want other people's perceptions. How do they perceive something? And if you have the grand majority of people perceived it the same way, and you got this tiny little minority that perceived it a different way, but they say, I saw it, I know. Well, nowadays, thank goodness we got video of a lot of things. Say, look at she was wearing a gray
Yeah.
coat. She was wearing a gray coat. And and that's it. It's each other's perceptions that make us that proves how different we are.
Yeah,
and I
I'm
I
proud of
like I
being
like
neurodiverse. I think it's the best thing about me because I'm able to see the world in a different
yeah
perspective, in a different light. And people will say to me, "Oh, Gemma, you're so logic. How can that be so easy?" I'm like, well, for instance, when you talk about your stories and you say, "Oh, okay, I went through this situation to then get to this situation to get to this situation," I'm like, well, that's so simple because to me it's like, well, you had situation A, you had to fix something. Situation B was how you're going to do it, and then situation C was if you did it. To me,
yeah
I'm like, that's just common sense. It's like, well, you fix that, you go on to the next thing, and you go on to the
right
next thing to,
right
and then you solve it. And people are like, it doesn't work that way. Yes, it does. It's
yeah,
just
yeah.
logic.
Hey, good night, me Dibble. You have
No,
a
no,
good
me devil.
night. You have a very good night. Look forward to seeing you again soon. Uh,
Sleep well,
but
my friend.
yes, but I see. I'm one where I I don't mind debating things with people. I do. It does bother me when it turns angry
Oh yeah,
because and and if a person doesn't want to accept that, I just see it differently than you.
yeah,
Doesn't make me right, doesn't make me wrong. It just makes me different than you. I just see it differently. The that's like I've had incidents where we've done things outdoors around the campfire and it
yeah,
and walk away from it and I tell my spouse or someone that was some of the best fun. I couldn't believe it. I enjoyed it. Oh, but did you hear what that other couple said? They hated it. They hated it. They said it was one of their worst campfires they've ever been at. No, I didn't hear that. Well, then I talked to them, say, "What you think of the campfire last night?" Well, it wasn't so good. Well, why wasn't it so good? Well, got the mosquitoes were out, and everything they experienced was negative, where everything I experienced was positive. It doesn't make them wrong that it was a bad night. It makes them right. It was a bad night for them. It was a great night for me.
yeah.
And I'm not going to try to make their bad night a good night because they
No,
already experienced it badly.
yeah.
But I don't
Yeah.
want them getting mad at me for saying it was a good night. Hey, look at this guy. I know you're going to like to keep company with him. Look at here.
Hello.
Oh, hey, brother.
How you doing?
I'm
Emma?
doing
Doing
I
good?
always get excited to see Mojo. I just
Yeah,
get quite
good to
nice.
see you too. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing okay. A little busy today. It's going to be a busy weekend for me. I'll be running. I'm running from the time I get up in the morning till Sunday. So I'll be pretty busy.
yeah.
Nice.
I'm going to hook up my little trailer. I'm going to go to my nephews. They're moving to Tennessee. They
Oh,
Oh,
sold their
wow.
house, buying a place in Tennessee. They got like 45 acres for 150,000.
Oh,
It's out in the middle
whoa.
of nowhere, though. It's out
uh-huh.
there,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
still it's nice
I'm
house.
all, I'm all behind him. Out in
Right.
the middle of nowhere. I love
Mojo
it.
is the best chef cook that I've seen on YouTube. Like his
I,
No.
cooking streams are amazing.
I tell you what, as new as your channel is, and you're coming, you're just coming to life.
Yeah.
The quality of your videos and your streams is bravo, 2 thumbs up. I
Yeah.
love them.
I
And it's so comfortable. Yeah.
I think I'm the biggest critic of myself, I think. I don't know. There's a
Well,
lot
we
that
all
I need
are.
to do better, and I know
But
this,
but
but
you're not shy of saying, "Wow, you people wouldn't believe how this tastes." You're not shy about giving yourself kudos for,
yeah.
man, that succeeded. You should taste this. And what you do, and that's everybody that I know, all my followers that are watching you now, they
Mhm.
all say the same thing. When he gets done, it makes you want to get in the kitchen or get out on the barbecue.
Yeah, the
It
amount of times I
actually,
went to my
you're
kitchen I feel
triggering.
afterwards.
Yeah, you're giving such positive triggers to people to want to do that.
I
And,
hope. Yeah.
and
See,
just
I
to
don't.
go out there and be different. And
Yeah.
and
I
that's
just.
it. You're
I'm
different.
just myself, and I'm not gonna lie. You know, I'm just gonna be myself, and I guess
Yeah.
that. And I've learned that from Sam, the cooking guy, and he is just. He is who he is, and that's how he is. And if you don't like it, then don't watch him, right?
Yeah.
And he's a little bit more rough than I am. I hold back the foul language when I get up there.
Right. And
But
that's why I say your streams are so nice and comfortable and pleasant to watch. And
Yeah, it's definitely family orientated, and like you feel that you're part of his like the breakfast table, and you're sitting there watching him cook, and you're sitting there watching him eat, and then all of a sudden it's like you see the food come off the
yeah,
grill thing that he has, and it's like, oh my god, and I'm sitting here, and it's like afternoon, I'm like,
should I
really
show you what I just made, Jenna?
don't.
what did you just make?
This is what I just made. It turned out pretty good. Okay, I have slow internet for a second there. That's not cool. I pay for good internet, so
Yeah, you don't want to see that. We just got ours capped out, the max they can provide us, and
oh really?
I got the new modem sitting right there. I got to hook that up, but there it
Mine
is.
is
Oh,
super expensive.
geez.
I pay $42 a month for my internet.
Check this out.
All the cheese is on the bottom. I should have flipped it over and had it on top. And those little things there, those potato chips.
Yeah, the waffle chips.
Yeah, waffle. They're like waffle
these
chips.
things.
Yeah.
And I remember now they were so good. I mean, I grabbed the whole bag.
Oh my goodness, make it funny.
Oh, that looks good. I wish I could eat like that. I got a container.
If it wasn't 2:25 a.m. right now, I would be in the kitchen cooking something to eat.
I got a small container of cheese curds today from this local restaurant pub here in town. It's called the Stagecoach, and their cheese curds are the best I've had, and I've eaten so much cheese curds. It's ridiculous. But
well, you can eat them though.
I can't eat them anymore.
You can't.
That container's got about 40 or 50 in it.
Yeah.
I ate 5, and that's it. I couldn't get another one down. I started choking because of this.
You think it's
stupid condition? No, it's just the act of chewing.
Yeah.
And I love them.
Well,
it cost me $9 for that container, and I ate maybe about 50 cents worth. But it was worth the $9. It was worth the $9.
How about this? You just chew them, and then you spit them out, and then you chew some more.
I actually tried that with other foods, or just get the flavor. No, the condition that kicks in it
just chokes you up no matter what.
Yeah.
I can relate to that.
It's the act of chewing that'll trigger it. Like last night, I ate 3 ice cream cones, those drumstick kind of ice cream cones.
Yeah.
I ate 3 of those last night without an issue. By the time I was on my 3rd cheese curd, I was choking.
Really?
The cold ice cream, I can get that down. But it's soft. It melts.
It can be a sensory texture thing with me. There's certain things that I can't deal with. My body just is like, nope. So it can be a texture thing. It can also be a smell thing as well. So it might be that your body's having to adjust to.
Yeah, no, the condition I have is an actual physical disorder that the act of chewing and swallowing triggers my saliva glands.
Oh, wow.
and my stomach will fill with fluid.
Wow.
Yo,
And
cheese.
I don't want to gross anybody out, but I'll tell you exactly what happened.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't gross me
I
out.
ate I
Hospital.
ate I ate my 5th cheese curd. Now, mind you, those cheese curds are only about that big around. They're tiny. I ate my 5th one, and running water, he's gotten used to it. If I eat solid foods, within 10 minutes of eating the 5th one, I got up and all I did was look at him, kind of nod my head in the other room, to the restroom, and I threw up about a cup and a half of clear fluid.
Like, yeah.
None of the food. All 5 cheese curds are still in me. I never throw up food. But what happens is the act of eating, those glands kick in and they fill my stomach full of fluid. And it's all on top of the stomach, on top of the food. And then I'll regurgitate all of that fluid. It's clear like water, but it'll be anywhere from 1 to 3 cups of fluid just because I went like a damn fool and ate something solid. I can sit with a cup, sippy kind of cup, and sip on cream soups like tomato, cheesy cream of broccoli or cream of mushroom, cream of celery type cream soups. I can sit and sip on those, and I can get about 400 calories worth of soup in me without having that condition kick in.
Yeah.
Along with it, I found those buttery townhouse kind of crackers. I can nibble on those with that soup, and it won't trigger it. For some reason, that won't trigger it. But if I eat a stinking saltine cracker, within 4 or 5 bites, it triggers it. So
you think it's the salt, or what do you think?
No, because the soups I drink, some of them are super salty, and that won't trigger it. Yeah, my doctors are ripping their hair out. They're going, you have to come up with some freaky shit like that, because they put me through the full cancer screen and everything. They can't find anything to identify it as a growth or even a non-malignant growth. Nothing. They're not finding anything that's triggering those glands. But I've lost so much weight. I'm down to 155 pounds now. And
wow.
I spent nearly my whole life as an adult, I've never weighed less than 185 ever, my whole life. And now I'm 155 pounds. A year ago, last May, on May 1st, I weighed 227 pounds.
Wow.
And now I weigh 155 pounds.
That's a big drop.
Is it leveling off, or are you just constantly going down?
The weight. I thought it leveled off at 160, but in the last week I've dropped 5 pounds. So I'm hoping that's not a trend. If I drop 5, I hope I can gain those back, or at least just stay at where I'm at.
Yeah, you need to stop losing weight now.
And that's it. And that's why I went for the cheese curds that I told Running Water. I asked him, "Are you going to stop at Stagecoach?" And he goes, "Uh-huh." And I knew he was going to get himself some curds and a nice sandwich or something, So I told him, I said, here's $10. Get me order cheese curds. I said, I'm going to give it a try.
Hey,
just because it's all fat. It's all cheese, deep fried. It's all fat. So, but at least I got 5 in me. I'll probably try, and I'll probably only eat 2 or 3 instead of pushing it. Hey, Second Star, it's great to see you.
Yeah.
Great to see you.
And if you guys don't know this wonderful man on the bottom of the screen here, this lovely Mojo man down here, down the bottom here, please go and check his channel out if you love food and you love entertainment and someone who's awesome and honest and funny and yeah, his channel's really cool.
Nobody
I adore
had
Mojo.
told me, and I had to stumble on it by accident, that YouTube brought go to channel in the 3 dots over in the chat. You
Oh.
see somebody's comment, you go to the 3 dots and it says go to channel. You hit the go to channel, takes you right to that person's channel.
Yeah. Yep.
They brought it back. It was gone for the longest time.
Yeah, it's gone for ages.
And now when new channels pop up, I can go right to their channel, take a peek at it. I can pick a video and hit the watch later, and after my stream I can go watch their video and sub to them and blah blah blah. So quick now. And I like that, because down the road I'll be doing more random streams here and there, and I'd like to do some channel promo ones,
Right.
and get out in my chat, say hi. I'll pop your channel up for a couple minutes and give my opinion of your channel. What the hell, And because it's like I told Gemma earlier, on personal basis, I'm a very forgiving person. I'll pull your channel up and it could be, I've got 15 followers. I've only been doing this for a week and a half, and I'll probably start saying, I really like, I'm going to tell you what I like and what I think you could work on. I'll be honest about what I'm seeing as a viewer, but now that we got that option back, I can do that and share screen their channel so easily. And, I've got the studio to do that shit in now. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you there, Second Star. Yeah. So if you're running the stream, I'm sorry, Gemma. But if you're running the stream,
yep,
then you can pull up their channel. But if you're not running the stream, you can't pull their channel up.
As a viewer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I've noticed.
Yeah.
But that's awesome that they've done that.
Yeah, because
especially when you have somebody that's that's not really should be in there, and you just want to go pop up over in their channel and just check them out, whatever.
Well, that's it. Is you get somebody and you're going, boy, their comments are really off the wall, and they're acting a little off, and you can go to channel and check their channel out, and you realize they have 0 content and no followers.
Yeah.
Oh well, goodbye.
Yep.
Bye-bye. Yeah. That where when they got rid of that feature where the host of the stream couldn't do that, it was a struggle. Cut, paste, plop it in, search for it, and you find out there's 500 channels under that name, and they're using a letter emoji. So you find out there's 6 of them. And it's like, well, which one is it? And yeah, we're now at least you're going right to their channel. You don't have to look at any other channel named that or nothing. Yeah. I am. Yeah, Mojo is another one. That's
I love Mojo dearly.
I feel with my audience and all the people I've met on YouTube, it's like I'm wearing a big gold chain and I find a new link every once in a while. I get to put in that chain, And Mojo, he's got a big gold link in my chain. Yeah.
Nice. I appreciate that. You're my fave. These are the 2 of my faves right here.
Oh, well, we feel privileged. Actually, I do. I feel humbled by that. I don't.
I just did a live, right? Just cooking a sandwich real quick, and then Leprechaun TV.
Yeah,
I know those.
I said, okay, I'm shutting down. I'm going over to Leps, and then look where I ended up. I didn't go over there.
That, and I'm guilty of the same thing so often, and that's like Melanie, she's with StreamYard. She does Wednesday. I'm sure you've been aware of Melanie over at StreamYard, but she's one of their technical folk, and she does videos on different StreamYard tech issues and stuff. And I watch her dang program every Wednesday. And it starts at 10 o'clock in the morning, my time.
Right.
Well, mid-mornings for me, typically if running water's not home, it's just me here, mid-mornings, I'm running all over the house. I'm doing my housework for the day. So I don't have to think about it the rest of the day. If there's a dirty dish, it's getting washed and put away. If something needs clean up, that's what. And that happens mid-morning. Well, she has to go, and her shows are always Wednesday mornings at 10 o'clock Central Time. And I don't know how many times I've knocked crap over running through the house. I got to watch her show because she has been so interactive and helpful for me with some StreamYard issues I've had that I don't want to miss her show. But then I've had friends live stream at the same time, and I'm going, oh, now I got to watch Melanie. And, that's just the way it works. And it's not that you love the other channel any less. It's just that channel it gives me more, so I'm going to watch it. That's like
I watch channels who are family, like who I class or connect as family. I'm like, once I've got you as family, I think, oh, I'm going to watch you. Like I watch Sty, I watch Mojo, and there's certain others that I watch routinely, and I'm like, as soon as I see your notifications go out, I'm like, boom, I'm straight in there chatting to people, sharing things out, and I do that on a routine basis. So that's how I work when I watch streams.
That's like lately with Sty Times, I'm going to loosen up a little more on Sty Times, do some camping topics and things. I'm going to segregate them and pick those out of the hat for a while just to change it up a little. But lately, the topics that have been coming up, popping out of the hat, they're more inspirational based kind of topics. But I realized after the last one and a lot of the comments and things, after that stream, I was kicking myself in the ass so much because people are looking for me to give them, I don't know, a glint of hope or a little light at the end of the tunnel. But I think I need to disclose to people that I have not through my life practiced what I preach today.
Right.
What I hope is that some of the things that I kind of preached about today, like touching on these topics, and my insight on these topics is insight that was, how do I put it, born through in fire. What I say we should do daily. I didn't used to do that, folks. I say smile every day, man. Look for something positive every day. Every moment of your life, make the most of it.
Yeah.
I did things that made the most I think I could have out of my life. But if I actually practice what I preach today in my prior 50 years of little more mature cognizance, my life would have been so much better even than what it had been. And I feel, am I telling people something that is too early for them to grasp? Right. It took me 50 years to grasp how really important it is to set that value in your friends and acquaintances and to seek out their advice and advisement and their company.
It's all about self-discovery and self-learning. You can only teach people so much skills or advice about things. They have to seek it out themselves. And I've
And that's
learned.
it, as I had to remind myself, I thought about it through it this morning. Just keep offering it out and what my perspective on things are. And because you can only learn what you choose to learn,
Yeah.
right? So you can only find value in something that you want to find value in. So throw it all out there and hope that people can pick a little value out of things here and there. You know,
Yeah.
that's,
Absolutely.
I guess that's all a person can do. The one thing is that really surprises me is where my YouTube whole experience has gone. When I started YouTube, I was not interested in YouTube. I was looking for customers for my camp.
Wow.
YouTube was just a stinking tool that I did not like to have to deal with. And when the business shut down and my viewers are saying, you can't quit, you can't shut down. And I'm going, I got nothing to sell you anymore. I'm shutting down. I got nothing to sell you. They're saying, no, 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 no. We're not watching you for your stinking camp. Well, that's when I realized, oh, wow, okay. Most of my viewers are never going to come to camp. Even if I kept the camp open, they weren't coming. They were there for other reasons. And then I realized I'm getting close to these people because I see them all the time in the comments of my videos. And then when I started live streaming and started getting to really know people, I tell people all the time, you think I do this for you. I'm going to be honest, man. I am selfish. I'm selfish. This is for me, man. You guys make me want to go on. You make me want to see tomorrow because
That's awesome.
My channel is so selfish. I get so much out of my channel because of you guys. I know damn well I get more out of my own channel than you guys do. I just know it. I just know that I get a lot more than you do out of it.
I wouldn't necessarily say you're being selfish. I think your channel is helping people, and it's helping people to learn life skills, and it's helping people to learn how to do camp related things, and also you're advocating for a lot of people. You advocate for people with disabilities. You advocate for your own life experiences. So your channel is more diverse than what I think you realize it is, because you talk to a lot more people over the last little while than you have done since I've met you. You've talked to a lot more people.
And I just it goes back to the storytelling side of me that I wish everybody in the world was a storyteller, because hearing people's life's experiences is so rewarding, because you can learn from other people's experience. You know,
Absolutely.
what have they gone through? You can so often relate to what they went through and say, oh, my situation wasn't exactly like that, but it was so doggone close. And what the way they dealt with their situation, I ever have that come up again, I'm going to deal with it that way. You know, but you wouldn't know that if people didn't share their experiences.
Exactly. We all advocate in our own way. Like Mojo advocates with his food, and he entertains people. And doggy.
There's the little one. There's the little.
Oh,
I wish I was that dog. I wish I was that dog. I'd be hanging out in that kitchen right with that dog. That's
Second style survival, you're absolutely bang on right. Like by the end of the day, Sty's encouraged a lot of us to keep going, and like I said earlier, he's encouraged me to go out my comfort zone with several things, and like do my camp walks that I did last year and things like that. I wouldn't have done that if it wasn't for him. Like I didn't even think about it. It was something I was just like, I don't
I was.
like I wouldn't have considered it.
I'm still amazed today, as much as I was back then, when you got a hold of me and said, "Guess what? I'm going camping," and I'm like, "Oh my Lord!"
That's awesome.
I love camping.
I was encouraging her to do anything outdoors, simple things, even just step out the door and stand on the steps and look at the stars, whatever. Just go outdoors, girl. I think it'll be good for you. And then when she told me she was going camping, I was just like, oh my gosh. And when she said it, that she wouldn't have done it if I hadn't influenced her to do it.
No, there's no way I wouldn't have even in my head I wouldn't like. That's got me joking.
That's why I say I'm selfish, because that was a huge reward for me, that I actually encouraged somebody to step out of their circle, out of their boundaries, and to do something a little different and experience it, and for it to turn out so successful that you enjoyed yourself and you're looking forward to doing it again. And
I can't wait to do it in the next couple of months, go back out and go to the lake and catch the fishes and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to back out in the lake.
Yeah, that's like Mojo cooking out on his deck, man. He's out there on his porch cooking away. And I can remember my days. I was a barbecue freak. The family and friends, they knew.
I've actually got inspired by Mojo. I'm actually going to announce this publicly right now, because as Mojo's here, I'm actually going to be setting up a cooking with Gemma video series on my channel, where I'm going to start cooking meals because of Mojo. And I'm actually going to do like step-by-step meals and me preparing it and cooking and dishing up and all that kind of stuff, because a lot of people have asked me, and I actually said, you know what, I said, because of Mojo, seeing his streams and how he does it, and I want to do my own kind of spin on a kind of a Mojo theme, so I'm going to start doing some cooking on my channel.
That's awesome. You know what I think is really cool, you guys, is like, it's like an art, right? You're molding something and you're making something, you're building, and then you're done and you go, oh my gosh, did I just make this?
Yeah.
Look at what I made. You guys, look.
Yeah.
Whoo!
Check it out.
Get out of here. Yeah. I love that. That's my favorite. My favorite thing to do is to cook for other people. My neighbors. I've passed food over both sides of the yard here, a few times,
Yep. I get a kick out of that when you've got people coming into it and
grabbing the food. Yeah.
And you're dishing them up, and they're just,
That's my favorite. My wife is really, really picky. So I don't really, a lot of stuff I'll make, she won't eat because she's picky. So I just love when other people eat it. And I just like, okay, how's it taste? How's it taste, man? And then you learn that every single person's taste buds are different.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
One person, they'll say it's to die for. I will not be able to get enough of it.
Yeah.
The next person will say that ain't up my alley.
It's
interesting to find out from each person how they experienced what you prepared. You know
what I tell the people that say it's to die for? You know what I tell them? Don't eat it. I don't want you to die.
Yeah, if it's going to kill you, don't eat it. Yeah.
That was corny.
No, that's funny. I used to, just as a quick example, the 4th of July in a house that we leased. We had a big Victorian, huge house and had a beautiful yard. I had installed fish ponds and we had flower gardens all over. And I went out and bought a big ass trampoline, right, with all the safety gear on it and everything for the kids. And we had picnic tables all over. I went hog wild. I had a big American flag, all in LED lights on the side of this huge Victorian house. And we were on one of the busier main drags of town here. And the trampoline was all done in red, white, blue lights. And I had huge stage speakers that you'd find at an outdoor concert. They were mounted on the house and blaring music. And I had 7 grills running, 3 smokers. I had smoked turkey, smoked salmon, all fresh, all started, some of it the day before, but it was all fresh. Turkeys, smoked salmon.
Wow.
You had your choice. You could get a New York strip, a porterhouse, or a filet mignon on the grill. I had grilled trout on cedar plank on the grill, burgers, brats, dogs. I had it all. I even had 40 pounds of shrimp, and I had 40 pounds of lobster tails. Want it on the grill? It's going on the grill. And all I did all day the 4th of July is grill for anybody that walked on the place.
That's awesome.
And coolers packed full of beer. I mean, we had coolers all over the yard. Anywhere you went, there's a beer. There's cold beer.
That's
and
so cool.
Erase Mike, what's up?
And I figured it out. It cost me about $3,000 total for that day's activities, not counting the decorations and shit. I don't count that because I used it year after year, right? Well, so it cost me $3,000 for that day. We had fireworks at the end of the day once the sun set. Our city, a town of 10,000 people, big fireworks show down on the Lake Superior. Our street had traffic parked on both sides for 5 blocks, both directions. And they're all in this huge mass of people out in the street, hanging out in everybody else's yards just to watch our fireworks and to walk on over and grab a beer or grab a burger while it's all going on. I had the police department, and they took 1/4 of their standing fire department, who were all supposed to be down at the lakefront fireworks, sent them up to my place. Everything that was going on there was illegal. I didn't have a permit to hold this public event. There's no parking on that main drag. It was packed, parked cars. There was a single lane going for almost 10 blocks. The cops came out there and directed traffic to get people in and out. The fire department came in and parked a pumper truck, a tanker truck, and a EMT ambulance right out front of my house in case anybody got injured or needed help. And the chief of police come over. And I go, "What are you doing here? You're supposed to be down at the lakefront celebration." He said, "No, this one's bigger." And he said, "We just want to make sure everybody's safe. I just wanted to let you know I got enough officers, and we got the fire department, ambulance crew, everybody's here. You're good to go. Everything's cool."
Wow.
And after that event, I couldn't go anywhere in town without someone going, hey, you're the guy that had that big party on MacArthur." I said, "Yeah, the big Victorian house there." "Oh my God, we bounced on your trampoline for almost an hour, and we got so drunk and had such a good time." And then we found out that there was 6 guys that were designated drivers would take us home. So we got a ride home from one of those
That's
guys.
cool.
And I said, yeah, yeah. And they said, how did you put all that on? I said, I just did it. I just did it.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, boy, you had some great food. I said, really? You liked it? They said, oh my God, the smoked turkey was awesome. The lobster tail, we had a lobster tail and we had a steak too. And they're going, you probably gained a good 25 pounds from yesterday. I said, I never tasted a single thing I cooked yesterday.
Yeah.
I didn't eat the whole thing.
That's the thing when you're cooking.
I was so hyped up over them enjoying it. I just wanted to cook it, man. I wanted them to say, that turned out perfect. I loved it. So I can relate to how you feel when you've got those guinea pigs out there that will take that plate and tell you honestly what they think. I mean, that's the joy of cooking. It's a Bob Ross thing, you know. It's just not painting. It's just the joy of cooking.
I think Saturday, I think I'm gonna smoke a breakfast pizza on the smoker.
Oh, wow.
I think. I mean, sometimes
Right.
I'll click and do something different, but
Right. But that's what you're thinking in the moment.
yeah. I need something easy. It's pretty easy to do, and so the sauce, you know what the sauce is going to be, right?
Hey, Mike, what's the sauce going to be?
It's got to be like a sausage gravy.
Oh,
a sweet sausage gravy.
Oh, yeah.
I just had some
native kutza.
I'll cut up some steak, put it on there, and of course eggs, maybe fried some why not some potatoes. Or, shred up some potatoes, get them really crispy. Got to have them crispy. See, it's starting to build.
It's building.
Crispy potatoes. They have to be crispy.
Son of a God, if I could eat it. I'm envisioning, and I can envision this breakfast pizza cooked in the smoker. Oh my God.
And I always overdo it, so it's probably going to weigh 5 pounds just in cheese.
Here's an overdo it. When I had the pizza joint back in the 70s, we had a big money fella come walking in the door. It was funnier than hell.
Mm-hmm.
My waitress caught him right at the door and said, no. You got to back out, put that back in your car, because here he's got 2 wine glasses in his hand. He's got a big-ass bottle of champagne sticking out of his jacket pocket. And he's got this most beautiful little blonde gal on his arm. And I saw who it was, and I ran out there. I said, no, he can come in here and dance on my counter naked and get away with it. And he just laughed. I give him the table he wanted. I told her, I said, you treat him like a king. Well, she gave him menus, and it took him forever. And I called her back, and I said, where's his order? And they said, she said, he just asked a question that I couldn't answer. And so I'm glad you asked. We had what we called the Minnetonka Special because we were on Lake Minnetonka. So we had to name a pizza after it. I don't recall all of the toppings that were on it, but that thing was massive and weighed about 3.5, 4 pounds if you ordered a large.
Wow.
It was loaded. He wanted that pizza times 3.
Really?
And he said everything times 3. 3 times the sauce, 3 times the cheese, 3 times the meat, 3 times the veggies. I want 3, that times 3. I told him that damn pizza's going to weigh 15 pounds. I said, I've never done anything like that, and I don't know if I even can. I said, so here's the deal. I said, he goes, he never even asked what it's going to cost him. And so I spit it right out. I said, you know that pizza's going to cost you $50. And he goes, don't insult me by giving me a price tag. I don't give a shit what it costs me. Can you give me what I asked for? I said, what I can guarantee you is that I'll do my best. So our crusts were designed to handle a certain level of
Right.
toppings because it's raw crust going into the stone oven with all the toppings on. So that crust has to be able to cook.
Right.
If you have too many toppings, that crust will not cook, or it's going to burn in order to get the toppings right. So I figured it out. And I had to double crust it, basically, is what I ended up doing, is double crusting it. I rolled out 2 crusts, got the first crust on the board, rolled out a second, and put that on top of the first, so it was double thick. Got all the toppings on that damn thing, and I didn't want it to not look like one of my signature pizzas, so I was going to flute the edge to hold all the toppings in. I put that damn thing in the oven. That special, with as loaded as it was, without going 3, that was a 20-minute pizza. Had to sit in that oven for 20 minutes. That pizza sat in the oven for 45 minutes. And when it came out, it was beautiful, man. That son of a bitch was beautiful. I had to put it on the scale. And then I weighed my board after I got the pizza off of it and deducted that. The pizza was 13 3/4 pounds.
Wow.
Cutting the son of a bitch. I let it set and rest for 10 minutes before I put a blade to it. Cut it, took it out to his table. He put a slice on his honey's dish on her plate, and he put a slice on his. She ate about a half of that slice. He managed to eat the whole slice. And I walked out to the table, and he said, there isn't a pizza like this anywhere in the world.
Wow. That's so cool.
And I'm like, you're happy with it? He goes, what I'm happy with, this is the first pizza in my entire life that I can only eat 1 slice at a sitting. He said, all of the rest of this pizza's coming home with us. He said, I cannot believe it. That man, the waitress comes in the back after they had just walked out, had left. And I was, I praised him for being happy, and I loved his business. He owned a big club out on Lake Minnetonka. And she comes back and she hands me a crisp $50 bill. And I go, what's that? And she goes, he said, this is your tip. I said, $50, man. That's nuts. He paid $50 for the fucking pizza. He gave me $50. I told her, I said, you take that, split it up, because it just worked out great, because there were 5 with my backup
right
in the kitchen, plus my wait staff. There were 5 people. Each of you get $10 of it, She goes, no, don't say that, because a couple of these people would take it. No, that's your 50. I said, no, you guys earned it, really. I put it together. You guys kept them happy. So, no. And she goes, no. When he told me give this 50 to you, he said the least I could do is give him a little bit compared to what I gave you guys. And I go, what? She goes, each of your staff got $100.
Are you serious? Wow.
He hit
Give me that 50 back.
It was, yeah. Oh, no, I snatched it. I get it. I'm keeping it. It cost that man $550 in tips. And that's how, and that to date, to me, was the biggest unintentional compliment I could have ever gotten for something I ever fixed for somebody to eat, And I'll admit it, it was purely by luck. I mean, I had absolutely no hopes that that pizza would be even edible, that it would be so much in the way of toppings that it would have lost
Yeah.
its pizzazz,
Yeah.
because there was cheddar, mozz, and provolone cheeses in it. There was sausage, pepperoni, just our high grade burger. And I don't know, it just worked out. I wish I could have. Yeah, it was a $600 dinner when you throw the cost of the pizza in there. He tipped 10 times more than the pizza cost. I mean, it was insane.
Wow.
But the man, it's one of those deals where I didn't feel bad that he felt that he needed to tip like that. He came over to my dock and took up the whole frickin' dock with his yacht that he paid $1.3 million for.
Wow.
So dropping $600 at my restaurant that night, that part of it, I didn't feel bad that he dropped that kind of money. I felt pretty damn good that, because I'm sure he did better than that at certain restaurants he's been to. Yeah. But it was the compliment. Again, it goes back to, I would have loved to have tasted that pizza, but he took it. So I never got to taste it. But just the compliment, that's what made cooking worth it.
That thing must, that was been hard to. Pizza's hard when you top it with a lot of toppings. It's hard to have it cooked right.
Yeah, to manage the cooking rate is tough, and especially in that case when I'm using ovens that are all tuned at the exact same temp.
Mm-hmm.
So I could not, and because of our workflow, I could not take an oven and downgrade the temp for that particular pizza and just cook it longer. I had to think about how can I design it so that it'll cook through and all the ingredients will still work. It's difficult. The more you put on it, the trickier it gets. I mean, should have snuck it.
All right, so I'm going to take off.
Yeah, I'm going to be wrapping it up here anyway.
Good to see you. Nice to see you, sir.
It's been great, man. I have Gemma spending her time with me this evening, then having you pop up. Boy, icing on the cake.
I appreciate it. You have a good weekend.
Yeah.
Don't work hard. Is your snow gone?
No, but it's supposed to rain this weekend, so hopefully it'll knock some of it down. I've got running water home for the week.
I heard him coughing back there.
Yeah, he's here until Wednesday. So
it's kind of nice, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good to see him, and we're both here on demand instead of when we both have a chance to call each other. So, and we've got a couple things we're going to do between now and Wednesdays that,
Does he sleep a lot when he comes home at first?
No. Oh, he shook it out at 6:00 this morning, and he did take a short afternoon nap.
Yeah.
While I was setting up the stream, but no.
Do you know how many miles in a year he puts on? Have you calculated ever?
Hey, running water, how many miles a year do you average?
Between 120 and 130.
Yeah, between 120 and 130,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a chunk.
That's a chunk. That's a lot of miles.
Yeah.
You figure 100,000 miles. Yeah, if that was your private vehicle, it'd be out of warranty before you're done with your 4th month.
Yeah. Right.
Jeez. Yeah. And to think that he loves it,
Yeah.
So.
Have a good night. Enjoy your time with your son. Definitely. Everybody in the chat, you guys, everybody out there, take care. Have a fabulous weekend.
And folks get over there Saturday morning, watch for his post. You gotta do Saturday mornings with Mojo.
Yeah, I
I'll
gotta
be
pull
there.
something out of my hat.
You bet. I don't care
All right.
what it is, it's gonna be good.
All right. Good night, sir.
Good night. Yep. So with that, folks, we're gonna wrap up this week's campfire. It was fun. Great conversation tonight. Awesome people. That's why it's so much fun. And I'm going to exit this stream with a shot of all my great channel members. Play them one more time through. And I'll see you all again. If all goes well, you can stop on in 5 p.m. tomorrow evening, 5 p.m. Central Time, for Sty Times. And then I have a day off. And then I'll be back Sunday evening with a Sty story for y'all. So until then, all of you take very good care of yourselves. Stay safe. Stay happy. Put a smile on your face. And I'll see you again soon. Love y'all. Bye-bye.